Cat. Felis catus, or the domesticated cat, has had a very long relationship with humans, but the exact domestication era is highly speculated. Most believe the ancient Egyptians were the first to domesticate cats as early as 4,000 years ago. Wild cats were most likely first attracted to human settlements to hunt rodents that fed on agricultural stores. Their skill in hunting may have earned them the affectionate attention of humans for their inherent pest control. Early Egyptians were known to worship a cat goddess, and even mummified their beloved pets for their journey to the next life with mummified mice. Goat. Goats were among the first domesticated animals and were adapted from the wild version of Capra egregius. Beginning around 10,000 to 11,000 years ago, Neolithic farmers began keeping small herds of goat for their milk and meat, their dung for fuel, and hair, bones, skin, and sinew for clothing and tools. Today, there are more than 300 breeds of goats living in climates ranging from high-altitude mountains to deserts. Pig. The domestic pig, scientifically named Sus domesticus, is also referred to as swine or hogs. Archaeological evidence suggests that pigs were domesticated from wild boar as early as 13,000 to 12,700 BC. Pigs were mostly used for food, but early civilization also used pig's hide for shields, bones for tools and weapons, and bristles for brushes. Chicken. One of the most common and widespread domestic animals, with a population of more than 19 billion in 2011, Gallus domesticus, or the common chicken, is a domesticated fowl used primarily as a source of food, both for their meat and eggs. Derived from the wild red jungle fowl approximately 10,500 years ago, the bird still runs wild in most of Southeast Asia. Horse. Perhaps the most majestic of all domesticated animals, horses appeared in Paleolithic cave art as early as 30,000 BC, but these wild horses were probably hunted for meat. How and when wild horses were domesticated is disputed, but the clearest evidence of early use was as a means of transport due to chariot burials dated to 2000 BC. However, an increasing amount of evidence supports the hypothesis that horses were domesticated in the Eurasian steppes approximately 3500 BC. Regardless of the specific era of domestication, the use of horses spread rapidly across Eurasia for transportation, agricultural work, and warfare. Cattle. Cattle or cows are raised as livestock for meat, milk, and other dairy products, and as draft animals. Other products include leather and dung for manure or fuel. Cattle have been domesticated since the early Neolithic period, approximately 10,500 years ago, from wild aurochs. Dog. Also referred to as canines, the domestic dog, the gray wolf, and the extinct Taimyr wolf diverged at around the same time of approximately 35,000 years ago. This implies that the earliest dogs arose in the time that humans were still hunter-gatherers and not agriculturists. When and where dogs were first domesticated has vexed geneticists for the past 20 years and archaeologists for many decades longer. Identifying the earliest dogs is difficult because the key morphological characters that are used by zoo archaeologists to differentiate domestic dogs from their wild wolf ancestors were not fixed during the initial phases of the domestication process. Regardless, dogs top our list due to the many abilities that they offer. The old adage of man's best friend deserves its meaning, but other than companionship, dogs are natural hunters, great trackers, and protectors.